Due to the coronavirus pandemic, 50 million people may face hunger in the U.S. during 2020, including more than 17 million children. A local nonprofit and a restaurant are teaming up to help those in need here in Polk County. Their story's coming up next on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio, Restaurants Against Hunger.
I'm back.
I'm back. What's your name again? It's Graham Pichet. How you doing?
I'm doing outstanding. Thanks for having me back again so soon.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. How did Thanksgiving go for you?
Oh, Thanksgiving was unbelievable. We had, I live downtown Winter Haven, so I'm walking my dog about 4:30 in the morning that day, and there were 10 people in line waiting for that 10-pound turkey. And so it just kind of gets the juices flowing. The sun's coming up. You're starting to feel good about it. And so we're waiting on Brian Vincent to come in with Farmer Jack's produce, and he's bringing out all the produce, waiting for our volunteers to come bag them up. And so you're kind of waiting in anticipation, thinking, man, I hope people show up here to help bag this stuff up because we got a lot of food. And they came in droves, and we were able to man up folks on putting bags together. John Fleming from Phoenix sent over the 2 pallets of canned goods that Restaurants Against Hunger purchased. And so everything just kind of comes together at right there about 8 o'clock in the morning. And by 9 o'clock, we had everything bagged, ready to go. A new player came out. His name's Bobby Williams. He's the pastor of Freedom Church, and I believe they're in Lake Wales, but he is also working with Midwest Food Bank, the Florida division out of Naples, being able to bring in just a bunch of food to be able to pass out to different pantries throughout there. And he called me up and said, hey, we have these boxes of food. And in the box there was a gallon of milk, eggs, produce, chicken quarters, all in one box. And he brought me 500 of them.
Oh, wow.
In a refrigerated truck. So we went through 400 of them. And then they came and picked it up, took it to another location where they were doing outreach as well. So he partnered with the Polk County Sheriff's Department as well. This guy's getting food put out throughout the county. And his name's Bobby Williams with the Freedom Church. And I reached out to Kathy Edwards from House of Hope. I said, hey, I'm looking for proteins for the Christmas giveaway. She turned me on to Bobby Williams. Bobby Williams called and said, hey, I got pallets of beef here, but I got to move them today or tomorrow. And so I called my good friend John Fleming from Phoenix Industries. He sends a truck down to their warehouse, which I believe is in the old Sears building in the mall, picks up those pallets, stores them over there, and we're going to be able to use that for the Christmas holiday. So it's just a unit that I've been able to put together, people connecting and being able to pull all this stuff together. And we're going to have a real good turnout for the Christmas distribution. And Brian Vincent is going to be a big part of that. Bobby Williams he's already got me the proteins we need for that. Coca-Cola's going to be donating some beverages. We get the bread donated, and then we get the volunteers there to put it all together.
Yeah. You said you'd gotten up at 4:30 and saw 10 cars in line. We know that these are tough times. At the end of the day, raw numbers, Thanksgiving, do you have an idea what you did?
Yeah, we had 350 families. And
so is that bigger, smaller than last year?
It was, well, I'm going to say we did 350 families, but there was probably closer to 375 because there's 350 turkeys that went out.
Yeah.
And we had planned to have bags of food for 350 people. Bobby Williams brought me 500 boxes. So once the turkeys and all of our bags were gone, we were still able to hand out boxes of food. So I would say 375, 400 people, families now.
Yeah.
Now you're figuring a family of 6. So when you do the math, that's the amount of people that you're affecting with that holiday meal.
Well, speaking of holiday meals, you have a partner, Tim,
Yes.
from the Apple Lounge. Let's talk a little bit about this, the Christmas food drive. Let's talk about history. How did that get started?
Well, Tim works for a company called CertaPay, and I've known Tim from being a patron at the Apple Lounge, and he had helped set up some volunteers and such for some Thanksgiving programs that we were doing in the past, getting some of his people from CertaPay to come over there. And then he called me and said, "Hey, I had a good year. I want to be able to give back a little bit. I'd like to do a food distribution here at the lounge, and how can we do it?" So we kind of took a page from the Brooks Law Group deal, and do the exact same thing for his distribution. I helped coordinate the people to come over. Brian Vincent, again, right there, ready to bring whatever we need. And in his influence with some of his vendors, he's been able to get some donations and that sort of thing. And he cuts a check, to help get the product there. And then it's just, I think, he and I probably are like this politically, but it were two that come together for a common cause. And I think we need a lot more of that, especially now.
Yeah.
And but he's got a big heart. They got great people. He's got a terrific staff, all ready to jump in. His patrons get involved. They cut checks, and they're the ones coming in to volunteer. So it's a family affair based on the folks that not only work at the Apple Lounge, but also the people that go there.
Let's talk specifics. The day of, what are you guys looking for?
Well, day of, which is December 19th, it's a Saturday. So anybody who wants to volunteer, 8 o'clock in the morning would be a great time. You can volunteer to come in bag boxes. You can bring coffee to the people there, or donuts. You can, and then you can help as people will drive through it. So you go right around this building, and then they come in one side and go out the other, and they don't have to get out of the car. There's volunteers to put it in their trunks, in their back seat, whatever they want. And so it's non-contact, so folks can kind of just drive on through. And the other thing is get the word out to some people that you may know in the area that could use some help, because sometimes it's becoming more well known that he's doing it. So you do have more people coming through that, but there's been a couple of years where we've had to fill up trucks and just go find the folks.
Yeah.
And which you got the volunteers to do that as well. But we love for people to come in not only to volunteer, but if you're in need, by all means, please come, let us help.
You had talked about the importance of those cutting the checks and the patrons, but talk about the importance of volunteers, what they do for a nonprofit such as yours for an event just like this.
Well, pulling it all together is something that I've become pretty good at. Getting the people to make it happen. It's like anything, and especially in your business. You're looking at you got the workload, but you got to have the people there to make the workload happen, and that's everything, to have those folks there. And what I love is seeing what those people get out of doing what they're doing. They see other people pulling together. It's humanity at work, and I think that's what you get most out of that. By coming in and volunteering. And when you say about people cutting checks, I just gotta say I'm a huge thank you to Citizens Bank and Trust. Greg Littleton, they're doing a program right now, 100 Days of Giving, and they're cutting checks for nonprofits that have applied for that. And they approached me about our Restaurants Against Hunger. I love the fact that they believe in us and what we do. Yeah. And they cut us a $2,500 check to help, which I told them, I said, thank you very much, because this is already spent. Yeah. Because you guys, I took a leap of faith, pulled the old personal credit card out to buy $2,500 worth of canned goods, because our bank accounts were bare. Yeah. And are bare. But they came in, so that's we're able to get that paid for the holiday season for our contribution to that, and then also because of the last taping we did, some people came up and dropped checks off. So it's very effective, and I really appreciate the opportunity to come out and say, hey, believe in what we're doing, cut us a check. You can send it to me at 104 West Central, Winter Haven, Florida. You can call me at 863-604-7721. And if you want to volunteer, cut a check. We're here. We're welcoming anybody that wants to be involved.
We got just a little bit of time left. I got two things I need you to talk about. One, you got a fundraiser coming up, and two, inspire those to get involved, not only in the fundraiser, but in what you do, not just at the holidays, but all year round.
Well, because of COVID, fundraising is being reduced to letter writing and asking people to be a part of what we're doing. And again, that's the critical side of it. We used to do a big fundraiser every year, and I'm hopeful we can bring that back, because every year when we do the Lebowski bowling tournament, it's a good time for volunteers to have fun and be able to get together for a common good, common cause, and make that a big part of what you're doing besides you're raising money to help out. But this time of year, this is our biggest push for what we do as a charity. The rest of the year, we'll buy for pantries and people on the front lines of hunger. Our motto is, if you're not serving somebody, serve somebody who is. So we just want to make sure that people understand that, especially now, if you have and you've been able to do well during this COVID deal, maybe you'd like to reach out a little bit and help those out on the front lines.
It's always good to see you, and I'm really proud not only to call you my friend, but have you come in and talk about what you do in the community. Come back and see me again, please.
Brian, I appreciate it, buddy.
Join the Apple Lounge and Restaurants Against Hunger for their Christmas food distribution event. It all happens Saturday, December 19th, 9 a.m. Now, it takes place in the Apple Lounge, located at 2803 Recker Highway in Winter Haven. Now, if you'd like to join in as a way to give to those in need, give holiday meals, volunteers are asked to be there at 8 a.m. Volunteers will either be building boxes or load boxes for the families that drive up in their cars. If you'd like to help out, it's as simple as showing up on the day of the event. The simplest way you can find out more, give Grant a call. His number, 863-604-7721.